My name is Shannon Kraut, formerly Shannon S. when I applied with the program. When I applied, I had 3 daughters, Mackenzie, Rachel, and Sharon. That was back in 2010. And then the house was built and we moved in 2011. And then in 2015, my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, we moved us all in together as a family and turned this 3-bedroom, 1-bath home into a 5-bedroom, 1-bath home so that it could accommodate all of us. And we got married in 2017. And our blended family became formalized. Actually, it was through a friend, a coworker of mine. There ain't no way I'm going to be a homeowner, right? You get rejected so many times on just different things as it is that you really don't think there's ever an opportunity to be a home buyer or a homeowner. I told my daughter that if I ever owned a home, we could have a dog because she wanted a dog. Dad, I had to live up to that promise.
Dog's still here and the kids
The dog is here and the kids are gone. But she's wonderful. She's 14. She's the same age as the house.
Yeah.
So we had went down to Ohio and brought this dog home with us because that was my promise to my daughter. And she's been our leader of the house ever since. I didn't want bail. You know, you get nervous, right? Are you gonna keep it going, and are you gonna make that payment? Because struggled making rent, right? So am I going to make that? Am I going to be a failure to the program and to different things? But at the same time, overjoyed, excited, knowing that I didn't have a landlord to deal with. The kids could play outside and not, have a concrete backyard, or a highway as your front yard. The big misconception, is they just think that you're just getting a house for free. You're not. It's a lot of work, and you're committed to a 15-year mortgage. Stability, safety, confidence, and my kids and I can choose to do what we want to. And what I mean by that is, don't go in the neighbor's yard, but yes, you can go outside and play. Don't go in the street, right? We have a big backyard, so we didn't have to worry about that. The kids had a dog. They were able to walk the dog. And they had a home they could call home. And they could always come here and know that this is always going to be good for them.
And it still is to this day because, the kids, they all got their different homes themselves, but they all want to come here. And I go, why can't we come to your house? They also learned how to take care of a house. Go back to that.
Yeah.
As far as we give them different chores to do, and that's what they all had to do. Mm-hmm. But then we found out our youngest son, Elijah, all the older kids, because they had jobs and stuff as teenagers, they would pay him to do all the work.
Yeah.
But you find all this stuff out
years later.
Move out of the house. In 2000, I'm looking up there. What are they, 18?
I think 17 also.
Yeah, the girls presented me with that letter up on the refrigerator that they wanted me to adopt them.
Mm-hmm. And so we did. In December, I think it was December 10th, and he became their legal father. And the girls made him cry. But so truly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good day.
Yeah.
Still is.
Core memory, I think, is just having us together. That's a big thing. This is I want to eat at the table. We can sit and talk and chat. It's cool. We've had a lot of different things in our family, ups and downs and changes that occur. But the most important thing about this is they've never had to scribble out my address for the last 14 years and put a new one in. You know what I mean? Or my phone number, because I can pay a phone bill for the last 14 years. It takes a journey, but the biggest part is being open about who you are at that moment that brought you here, and having to let go of all that and sharing it with others. That's very hard, but knowing that you can come out of it is better, and it feels better. And then it's fun, you know.
It's fun.
It's different
to say that you have your own place, and if you want to make improvements on the place that you live, you're free to do that.
My kids, if we've done our job right and they've done their job right, they're going to have their own homes. They're going to want their own dreams. And as long as they're continuing to build and grow, if the day comes that my kids no longer want this home because they're building their own memories, it's going to go back to where it all started. And I guess pay it forward is how I look at it, because I had nothing at the time. And there's families who have nothing. So help give something, I guess.